What's going on, everybody? It's Justin Gazaba, and this is Living and Moving in Seattle, Washington. This is the channel that gives you all the nitty-gritty details on what it's like to live, work, eat, sleep, play right here in the Pacific Northwest. And in this video, we are going to talk about the 15 things that you absolutely must know when living here in Seattle, and this is Local Secrets Revealed. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, tap that notification bell so that you're notified when we drop new videos. And if you're thinking about making a move in the next little while, you want to connect and know more about the area, we're helping people make the move all the time. Reach out, shoot me a text, give me a call. All the contact info is down below in the description, but reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you and help you make that move. So let's get right into the video. I started keeping notes over the last little while so I can make sure that I'm staying on track for you. I've got 15 things, local secrets, give you an idea, and then if you've seen some of my other videos, I've got a ton of bonuses. So we're gonna try to keep this quick and snappy for you and give you some ideas of what it's like living here, boots on the grounds, things to do that when you're maybe got family visiting or you're coming here to check out and you wanna see what neighborhoods are your vibe. Let's talk about the best time to visit the Space Needle. Now, the Space Needle is a huge attraction. I don't think I've actually ever been up into the Space Needle, but a lot of people love to come. After doing this little research and reaching out to friends and seeing what other people do, I'm like, okay, well, here's the secret trick. Here's the thing that lets you get up into the Space Needle so that you can get the most bang for your buck out of it and have the most fun. And so there is you can pay to go up to the observation deck. You can go get a reservation at the restaurant, right? And all these things cost money to do. But what I found is that the real trick to get up there and have basically, you're going to get valet parking, you're going to get to go up in the Space Needle, and you're going to get to eat, is the wine experience. So make sure I get this right. So with the restaurant, the valet, but not with a day pass, you can book the wine experience, go up there, and it costs nearly the same as just a day pass. And with a day pass, you don't get the valet parking. So that's the secret trick, right? So you would have to pay for valet, pay for the day pass, and go up. So what I've heard, years ago, they used to have a happy hour up there, and that was the secret trick, is to go up to the restaurant. But post-COVID, now everything's reservation, and so this looks like get the wine experience. You'll get a ton of wine flights to go with it. So that's the secret trick to going up into the Space Needle. Okay, so the next local secret is to do with the Ballard Locks. A lot of people come out to the Ballard Locks. It was made, eons ago. I forget the date, but it's very similar to the Panama Canal, and that's what attracts people. Engineers love to go check it out. People love to go down there because the Hiram Crittenden Locks have an amazing park. But the secret thing is that in the summertime, they bring down music in the park and have people come down and throw down these epic picnics. There's all kinds of different, brass bands, string bands, all kinds of these, choral concerts that happen down there during the weekdays at the park. And it is, the gardens are beautiful. The park itself is way bigger than just the trail and the locks. But people throw down and have like massive picnics in the park there. It is a federal, like that area, just heads up. I know, people love Washington State and legal weed and all this stuff, but you got to know that that's federal, and if that's not, you don't want to be hanging out on federal property if you're partaking in that kind of pastime. So don't, try to curb your enthusiasm there. Don't bring that down there with you, because you don't want to go to federal prison, because it's still a federal offense. But people have the best picnics, the best music, super fun to go down there. I don't know what day of the week. I thought it was Tuesdays, but definitely just look it up, check it out, get down there. If you live locally, can be a fun little picnic, a little date kind of thing if you want to do it, or just go down there in the afternoon. If you're, thinking about making a move to the area and you're the type of person that loves the arts, loves music, loves concerts, the symphony, this sort of thing, definitely put it on your list as something to check out. All right, so now we're gonna talk about the secrets, the little secrets of Pike Place Market. Now, first and foremost, it's not Pike's Place Market, it's Pike Place Market, so there's no plural in Pikes. So you don't want to sound like an out-of-towner. I heard one guy one time call Alki Beach, Alki Beach. Definitely not a local, definitely doesn't know anything about the area. Very, very funny. So Pike Place Market is an amazing market, open market, year-round, fresh produce. You know, that's where the flying fish, the salmon are. Maybe we can show some B-roll of the market there and those guys throwing the fish around. It definitely attracts a lot of attention to that fresh crab produce, you know, fresh flowers. There's even makers in there that do, you know, handmade cards and handmade, you know, like all kinds of stuff in there, scarves and all kinds of super fun stuff. But down below, there's all these different levels to Pike Place Market. It's ever expanding, and there's a ton of restaurants in there. So I want to give you a few recommendations just on, you know, kind of what you might not think of having a great dining experience at the market, but it's definitely worth doing. So let me make sure I get all of them. So there's the Pink Door, which actually isn't in Pike Place Market. It's in Post Alley. It's the alley adjacent to the Pike Place Market. That's fantastic, American, Italian. So Pike Brewing is there. Pike Brewing has been a Seattle brewery for eons. There are breweries down there. Definitely worth checking out, getting into the brewery. They have food and stuff there too, and a lot of great beers. So I'm gonna pronounce this. Maze is a new place that's down there that gets ranting and raving in the area at Pike Place Market. Also, Sushi Kashiba. Have you ever been there? Sushi Kashiba? I'm saying that right? Kashiba. Looks like Kashiba to me. People love that spot. It's a great spot in the market. La Panier. Next to La Panier is across from the market. Awesome little, get a baguette and, you know, sandwiches there. Radiator Whiskey is in there. Definitely worth checking out. And then Matt's at the Market. Matt's at the Market probably doesn't get enough hype for being one of the all-time restaurants in Seattle. Very, very cool Pacific Northwest seafood and this sort of thing in the market. Is a very, very cool spot. So a lot of folks that live in the area, you know, they'll make a day out of just going down to Pike Place Market, bringing friends and family, doing dinner at Mike's at the market, going out and seeing the sights. You know, you have good access to the waterfront there as well. So for visitors, for trying to figure out what the vibe is, and even for locals that live in the area, they can super get down there, buy all their groceries, go ahead and then have dinner down there too if you live in that kind of downtown area. So now I'm gonna tell you all the local secrets about the Seattle Art Museum, okay? So Seattle Art Museum is a really fun museum. They have a lot of rotating exhibits. The first Thursday of the month is always free. So you can get in, you can't see any of the special exhibits, but you can get in for free, take a look around. It's a great idea to you know, make a date night of it or go down and have a couple of drinks, go into the museum. So first Thursday free. You can also get free passes to the library through the Seattle free passes to the museum through the Seattle Public Library. So a lot of folks will use that opportunity to try to get passes. They get reserved way far in advance, but you definitely can do that. Go in there. And then if you have a SNAP card or for EBT, you can bring 5 people to the museum for free. So they want to verify your SNAP EBT card, but definitely want to be able to do that to participate. One of our favorite things to do is the free Thursday nights that they open, be able to go to Vaughn's or go to one of the, you know, even as far as like the Zigzag Cafe or something like that, do a little dinner and have a, you know, aperitif, and then go to the museum and maybe get a bite to eat and a drink afterwards as well. Super, super fun. So the number 5 secret that we got for you is the Pioneer Square Neighborhood Underground Tour. Now look, I know like you can look it up, you can see this, they offer 2 things. I think it's super rad. Seattle burned down, and when they rebuilt it, they actually elevated the streets. So there's a whole floor below ground that is, you know, that you wouldn't see from the streets, but they do these tours down there where you can go to Doc Maynard's and get your tickets, right? It's a Bill Speidel's Underground Tour. They offer 2 tours. One is the public normal tour, and the other one is the ghost tour, right? So it is, yeah, the paranormal is what they have, the second option. But a lot of folks, you know, it's a fun during the daytime. They have different times that you can go. You buy your tickets in advance, and then go to Doc Maynard's, get something to eat, have a drink, go do the tour. You know, it's kind of the running theme is like the Seattle secrets. It seems like little date night things that you didn't know you could do, right? Or even if you're a local, you shouldn't feel ashamed to go down and do it because it's super fun, super interesting. And there's different, you know, not Bill Spidell, but there's different architectural tours too that they do in Seattle to talk about, you know, old Seattle. But Bill Spidell, the underground tour, super worth checking out if you're here to visit, if you're thinking about making a move, or if you're entertaining guests from out of town. Very, very fun to do. So number 6 on the list is just going to the UW, University of Washington. It's one of the top scientific, you know, universities in the area, in the nation, and they their grounds are beautiful, right? They have the Arboretum, they have you know, all the cherry blossoms, just a lot of stuff to go check out and do, especially in springtime when the blossoms are going. It's definitely worth a walk. A lot of folks that live in the area, you know, when the spring comes and we're getting those fresh batches of sunshine and warm days in the 60s or whatever, a lot of folks just go to UW just to walk around, look at the old buildings, take in the cherry blossoms, and really get a kick out of it. The Arboretum is amazing too. A lot of traffic down there. It's such a great park to be able to get to. Even if you're just, you know, the Japanese gardens down there, there's just a ton to do at UW that has nothing to do with getting an education. So very cool space, open to the public, definitely worth checking out. Okay, so now let's talk about getting views of the city. So the Seattle Central Library is a very unique building that has some amazing views from inside, right? It's a public library, public space, free to get into. Just go in there and check it out. You can get some really crazy views from that building if you want to take in Seattle and see see it from a little bit of an elevated perspective. The panoramic views of the city there are really great. And if you want to know where the best views are, just ask a librarian and they'll tell you exactly what floor to go to, what side of the building to be on, and what to see. Super fun. Another place to get great views is the Smith Tower. So the observatory bar is like $20 to get in. Or it's $20 to get in, or if you live in Seattle, have a Seattle license, they do a Kama Ina price, you can get $16 for locals. Another great place to catch views of the city is Columbia Tower. So the Columbia Tower, depending on when you're going, it can be $28 to $48 to get up there. It's super fun to go up to the observatory up there and check out the city. Another great view of the city is from the water tower in Volunteer Park. It's free. It's 107 steps, so you can get some free fitness. Go up there, take a look at the city, hopefully on a sunny day or at least on a high cloud day so you can get some views in. And then the Viewpoint Park at the north end of West Seattle is probably arguably better than Seacrest Park. Seacrest Park gets a lot of attention for having great views of the Puget Sound and everything else, but definitely want to check out if you're into views, if that's what you want to see, different skylines, different views of the city, you want to check out Viewpoint Park. So secret number 8 that only locals know here in Seattle is that Seattle is a city full of hills. So when it snows here, I had a video a while back with showing how crazy it gets with the ice. But a lot of folks, when they're planning their routing, you'll figure out the easiest routes to bike, the flattest routes to walk when you're walking around downtown. There's the Fairmont Hotel, the old Olympic Hotel in downtown Seattle. It's fairly close to Pike Place Market. You could choose 3 or 4 routes to get to or from if you're staying at the Fairmont. You could choose a couple of routes, but one of them is going to be the flattest, easiest way, less energy, and the hills in Seattle can get pretty steep, so locals really try to figure out which way is going to be the easiest route, especially if you're doing commuting by transit, bus or whatever to an office in downtown. It can be a real headache if you're just going to shoot straight up the hill. Maybe that's what you're into. You want to get more free fitness and go up those steep hills, work on those glutes. Perfectly fine, but you'll get to know your routing, you'll get to know the streets, and you'll figure out which way is the easiest, most flat way to get from A to B, even in your car when it does snow, when we do have that weather, right? You got to be cognizant of that because Seattle doesn't do snow and it gets real slippery and icy out there. So number 9 on the list is festivals and events. Seattle has a ton of festivals. Like a lot of people know about Bumbershoot, right? The Seattle Folklife Festival, or what is is it Folklife? Yeah, Folklife International Film Festival. All those are fairly well publicized, but the Capitol Hill Block Party is an all-time public event. Or I guess you still have to pay to get in, but they bring in tons and tons of people. It is a few days, the Block Party, and it's one of the best parties in Seattle. So two things on that, right? When we have these big events, you want to know about them, so if you're not going, you can avoid the traffic. Or you want to know about them in advance so you can get your tickets and get in there. But definitely worth checking out. Also, Ballard Seafood Fest is a free event. They closed down a lot of Ballard for that. It's put on by Trident Seafoods. And there's a ton of vendors, ton of music. The music is, aren't headliners, but they're great bands. Whereas for the Capitol Hill Block Party, you get a lot of headlining acts that come through for that. Number 10 on the list is Secret Gardens in Seattle. So a lot of locals know where these different public places are and public spaces. There's a couple of secret gardens I want to bring your attention to. Again, like I said, this is for, you're doing a date night, you're doing something, you just want to get out of a rut and go do something and check out something you didn't know about. If you're moving here from out of state, you want to know about these secrets so that you can show them off to your friends when they come and visit. These secret gardens are pretty rad. There's an indoor waterfall that is brought to you by the old UPS building down there. So in downtown Seattle, it's basically it's not really indoors, but it is like a little park with a waterfall. It's a cool little respite to get away, have a sandwich. There's tables there. On 4th and Madison, the 4th and Madison building, there's a rooftop garden that's open Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30, and also has Wi-Fi. You can sneak up there, get a great view of the city, take in the garden. Definitely worth doing. And then there's all the bonuses I promised. Okay, so those are 10 secrets. I think I said 15 for the title, but we better change it to 10. Here's the bonuses. Okay, Dick's Drive-In. There's no Dick's Drive-In. Like, that's like a lot of people in California know In-N-Out. We have Dick's. Dick's is started up in the 50s. They were a pretty wild concept when they started up. There's no Dick's in Bellevue on the east side. So kind of the running joke is that Bellevue's dickless. You can do with that what you want. Downtown, I already talked about that Waterfall Garden Park. There's Kubota Gardens that are located down in Rainier Beach neighborhood. And I'm just running the list so I don't mean anything. It's a 20-acre Japanese garden, open daily, free. There's the Dr. Jose, I'm going to say his last name wrong, Rizal Park. Filipino, there's a huge park with a great view. It's a 9-acre park right here in the city off of Beacon Hill with great views of downtown. The Freeway Park is an urban park in downtown. It's actually the very first park ever built on top of a freeway. Super worth checking out. I talked about catching views from Columbia Center earlier, but they also have an open public food court that you can go to. Tons of different vendors inside that building with great food that you can go check out, get in there if you're in the area. Yeah, the other thing, another one is Ivor's Salmon House up in North Lake. It's worth checking out. It's, a lot of people know Ivor's for their fast food chain, but they do have like a real legit restaurant in North Lake, kind of between Wallingford and UW. That's where North Lake is, North Lake Union. Really cool spot, pretty good views of Portage Bay. Very cool, fish house. It is a fairly nice restaurant featuring Northwest cuisine. So definitely, check that out and see what that's like. Another underrated alternative to Dick's is Burger Master, another place that started here in the Northwest. Happens to be Bill Gates' favorite restaurant is Burger Master of all places, but that's what he says. An underrated bar that's pretty awesome in Capitol Hill is called the Bait Shop. Definitely want to check that out. And there's a place in Pike Place Market called Sonia's that's worth it to go to for cocktails. Definitely want to put that on your list if you're going through Pike Place Market. Okay, so on 74th up north in Ballard, the Barking Dog Ale House is a neighborhood spot. Super worth checking out. You definitely want to put that on your list of secret spots just because everybody knows the go-to spots, downtown. You read all the travel guides, all this stuff, but definitely has a fun atmosphere in there, and it's a very neighborhood-centric with basically houses all around you and then the restaurant right in the middle of the street. Kate's Pub in Wallingford probably doesn't get enough credit. That's a great spot, local spot. Hang out to grab food and a pint. And then the last big secret of the bonus section is going to be coming out for the annual Naked Bike Ride at the Fremont Solstice Parade. It's usually June 20th, June 21st around solstice, and a lot of people you know, that's the thing about Fremont. Fremont is a wild and crazy kind of, I was gonna say dystopian, but that's not it. It's like a very much an artist community, or at least it used to be, and they still have this solstice parade that they do, and the naked bike ride. You can participate, you can watch, you can check it out. You should see it at least once. It's definitely a very, very Seattle thing to have. So that's it, guys. Really appreciate it. If you reach out to us, we're helping people make the move. I hope you got tremendous value from the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tap that notification bell. All our details are down below, but those are the 10 secrets of that only locals know here in Seattle. I hope that helps you out, gives you some ideas of what to do when you come to visit and see if Seattle really is your vibe. We'll see you in the next video. Talk to you.